Dragon Ball Super episode 66 is now officially in the history books, and today, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive into the comment section of my Dragon Ball Super episode 66 review and breakdown to see what exactly the community had to say in regards to this episode. Now, again, guys, if you guys have not checked out my breakdown review, be sure to check it out. And of course, Dragon Ball Super episode 67 will be airing tomorrow, and that's going to be something very interesting to see, especially with the Omni King showing up and for us to find out what exactly is going to happen to Trunks. So, without wasting any time, let's begin with our very first comment. Need 40k likes and agreeable votes. For what exactly? It was said in the episode that they only had an hour before they fused. Still sucks they didn't make Vegito as the hero to save everyone. Well, Patrick, I actually don't agree, because I feel as if it's more than suitable to have someone like Trunks be the hero, because this is essentially his story. This isn't Goku's story. This isn't Vegeta's story. This is ultimately Trunks' story. This is Trunks overcoming his demons. This is Trunks having to overcome the obstacles placed by Zamasu and Goku Black. So, it sucks that they only had an hour to fuse, but I also agree on the fact that Vegito should have been kept away as the hero, because that actually opened up a new door for a new hero to rise up. I mean, I wouldn't have been upset if Vegito was the main hero, but I don't think it would have made any sense, to be honest. I wish that Goku and Vegeta would have fused with their Whis gear on. That way they were in Resurrection F instead of the exact same outfit from the Buu saga. I agree. I mean, that would have given Vegito a much different look. Before now, people have been creating what Vegito would look like when Whis gear. It only looked a lot more like Double. Alright, so pretty much you're saying that you really wish that Goku and Vegeta fused with their Resurrection F gear, and I agree in a way, because their Resurrection F gear was dope, and we already know what Vegito looks like with his normal clothes, so it would have been pretty cool to see like what he would have looked like if they wore the Resurrection F gear. The author seems to have a misconception about power. I don't see how Super Saiyan Trunks could be on par, if not more powerful than Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta, and then on par with Black Zamasu and Merge Zamasu. Also, their destructive power isn't on par either. Super Saiyan God Vegito firing a Kamehameha wave that does essentially no damage to the surroundings. I agree, and in my previous video to this, I talked about how it didn't make any sense for Super Saiyan Blue Goku to dish out more damage than Super Saiyan Blue Vegito with his final Kamehameha, and I even brought up the fact that Goku's Kamehameha and Zamasu's Holy Wrath attack was ultimately the reason why Zamasu got damaged. But even with that being said, I think we can all agree that a final Kamehameha has to be more powerful than Super Saiyan Blue Goku's regular Kamehameha and the Holy Wrath attack by Zamasu. And there is a misconception about Trunks, and I still stand on the idea that Trunks is Jesus Christ of the show. He knows everyone's moves, he knows how to channel his ki into the form of a sword, and it didn't seem to make sense how he was able to do everything. They were building Trunks up from the ground up ever since his first fight with Black, and now he was the one that killed off, you know, Merge Zamasu's body and whatever. I mean, I don't really have a problem with that. I just have a problem how they didn't really explain to us as to why Trunks was able to do what he did. And to a degree, I guess we can all come to the understanding that hybrids such as Trunks and Gohan are essentially more powerful than their fathers, because of the ability for hybrids to become stronger over time, half Saiyan, half human. So it only makes sense to see Trunks, I guess you could say at this point, surpass Goku and Vegeta in terms of power. I mean, we're not entirely too sure, but I mean, he was the one that channeled up all his energy and the surrounding energy of the people to defeat Merge Zamasu. But again, there is a misconception. At the end of the day, in my opinion, I don't think that Trunks is stronger than Goku and Vegeta. I think that he might be on par with them, if anything. But I really disagree on the fact that Super Saiyan God Vegito wasn't able to dish out any sort of damage against Zamasu, especially with his final Kamehameha. Didn't Vegito unfuse against Buu? He did. He infused in his body. But again, it was never really stated as to why. All they pretty much said was, oh, the barrier went down. And once that went down, that was it. Like, no explanation. No, we can't agree. This episode was trash, extremely rushed. Trunks is OP out of nowhere. At least kill Mai, Bulma, or Vegeta, but random kids, Vegito for 5 minutes. Any other ending would have been better. Dario, now I agree to an extent. Extremely rushed. Trunks is definitely overpowered out of nowhere. In terms of killing Mai, Bulma, or Vegeta, well, Bulma already died, right? So future Bulma is out of the equation. Killing off Vegeta really wouldn't do any justice for like the remainder of the story after this arc is over with, so you need Vegeta, you need to keep him around. Killing off Mai, however, that would have been something to trigger Trunks, I believe, to unleash his inner rage. I think that would have been really cool to see, because not only did his mom die, but, you know, Mai died as well. So having his mom and Mai die would have been like a very key point for him to lose his mind and really just risk his own life to kill Zamasu. However, again, they just kept those characters for the time being because they have an ultimate plan for them for the future. Random kids, yeah, those kids didn't really fit with me, especially that little girl. She like was, you know, trying to encourage Trunks and whatever, and I was just like, really, is that really needed? And Vegito for 5 minutes I did not agree with, because yeah, they squeezed in the Spirit Bomb and Fusion and Super Kaioken all in one episode, and I was just like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The Fusion is only permanent for Kaioshin, yes, we know that. Let's see here. He also said that Fusion is only permanent between Kais, we already know that. Just saying, the Supreme Kai said the Potara Fusion only lasts for 1 hour for those who are not Kais. We already know that. Trust me, I've explained that in my breakdown of the truth behind the Potara. The ending reminded me of Digimon Diaboromon Strikes Back. Oh my god, yes. When he, with all the, was it the Koromon that was trying to bring him back? When Imperial Dramon gathered the energy from everyone into the sword and defeated Armageddonmon. I don't remember Armageddonmon, but I do remember Imperial Dramon having to gather up the powers of Omnimon and everyone else to destroy Diaboromon. So yeah, it was definitely, I guess you could say, the same if you look back on Digimon when Diaboromon came back, but still, they didn't really explain as to how Trunks was able to do that. You get what I'm saying? So Gowasu said it's permanent if you're a Kai. We already know that. They failed the Dragon Ball community with this bullshit. If I wanted to see a fucking Final Fantasy sword, I would have bought a Final Fantasy game. Straight bullshit. Alright, so it looks like the truth is really angry on the fact that Trunks used this sword. I agree to an extent. I think that they should have marinated this and like milked it out a little more. But having them rush the entire ending, I think, was just dumb. But then again, tomorrow we're gonna find out more, so I'm really curious as to what's gonna happen there. Let's go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more just so we can see what's going on. Zamasu reminds me of Link in the whole episode with energy. The energy sword makes me believe that someone has been playing Legend of Zelda lately. So you're saying that the creators have been reminiscing on Legend of Zelda, so that's why they incorporated like the energy in Trunks' sword? I doubt that a lot. Let's see here. I mean, I enjoyed the episode for like what it was worth. I want to see if I can scroll down here a little bit more. There were so many things that I disagreed with, but I mean, hey, maybe Zeno will make Trunks a god no, he won't. Dude, Omni King's not going to appoint Trunks as any sort of god. I think that the Omni King is going to clean up the mess, and he's going to send everyone away, and that's going to be the end of Trunks. We're going to say farewell to him, and he ain't coming back, I think. I mean, I think this was Trunks' last hurrah. They defused because Goku and Vegeta are Kais. We understand that, Brody. They had a time limit due to the fact that they used the earrings from the Supreme Kai instead of Gowasu. But here's the thing about Gowasu. It's like, does Gowasu know more about, you know, the earrings than the Elder Kai? It's like, how come the Elder Kai never stated to Goku back in the day that you have to be a Kaioshin in order for this shit to be permanent? You get what I'm saying? So the retcon is just bad. But for the time being, it is what it is. I mean, we can't really go back and change it. Not unless, of course, they plan on bringing Vegito back. Despite everything, this was a phenomenal episode. My main issues is how they demonstrates their powers in Goku versus Beerus. The entire universe was almost obliterated by a simple fist fight. I agree. My understanding is that Vegito Blue should have been way stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku. So how come the world wasn't shaking? Buildings at least crumbling. It doesn't make any sense. I agree. If you guys go back and watch the Goku versus Beerus fight in Dragon Ball Super, the arc, you get to see how these two almost destroyed like the entire fucking complexity of like the multiverse, and like the entire universe was crumbling. So it was just like, for Vegito Blue not to be able to do any sort of damage, or at least shake the very foundations of the planet, didn't really seem to make any sense to me, because I was just like, really? Like, that's the best you're gonna do? Like, you're gonna throw in the fusion for about like 5 minutes and that's it? So what about Gogeta? What about Gogeta, bro? Like, I don't think he would have made a difference at all either. I mean, I think that ultimately enough, Gogeta's outcome would have been the same. I think that he would have just ran out of time as well. Like, there's no logical reason for Gogeta to last any longer than Vegito would. So now we're going to be looking at my Dragon Ball Super The Truth Behind the Potara Fusion video to see what exactly the community had to say in regards to Goku and Vegeta separating, because I know a lot of people had lots and lots of issues with this, and as you guys can already see, these were the exact quotes stated by Gowasu to Goku and Vegeta prior to using the earrings. So let's go ahead and scroll down to see what the community had to say. Wait, why didn't Zamasu just wish for the extinction of all mortals? Well, if he wished for the extinction of all mortals, that would have been too easy. Like that, there would have been no fun behind his rule to try to destroy humans by himself. Like, he wanted to inflict damage on his own. Wishing for everyone to die takes the fun away. The Vegito fans are butthurt now, even though they got to see him. Well, yeah, because, I mean, he was promised to be permanent, and now they retconned it, and now he's not permanent anymore, so people are just like, what kind of BS is this? So the Elder Kai is stupid and doesn't know the rules of the Potara. That's what I said. That's what I said. When I first saw Gowasu state this, I was like, wait a minute, like, how come the Elder Kai didn't know about this? Like, it didn't seem to make sense to me. But yeah, I guess comparing the Elder Kai to Gowasu, he must be stupid in that regard. How come the Elder Kai's fusion lasted long then? Because he hasn't fused with another Kaioshin. People were saying that perhaps maybe you have to be part Kaioshin for that to even last, hence why Zamasu's even fused, because, you know, partially enough, he's fused with another mortal, that being Goku Black. And Goku Black, even though his spirit is that of Zamasu, his flesh is still made out of, you know, a Ningen. So, again, it's just the fact that maybe the witch wasn't, you know, in fact, a Kai, and, you know, the Elder Kai at the time when he fused with her, all you have to have been was, you know, half Kai to make that fusion work. So that explains Zamasu's fusion not working, because he's half Kai in essence, because Goku Black is immortal, and Zamasu's a Kaioshin who's immortal. So there's a lot of conflictions though, but Elder Kai should have been more specific back in the day. But then again, we didn't really know that the overall series was going to go this far, so we couldn't really do anything back then either. Nah, Tori just made it up for a plot. Bad writing. I agree, it definitely was bad writing. My only point of confusion is Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be powerful, but also power efficient, right? I don't feel like they should have really burned through the fusion as quickly as they did, seeing as they only used the Spirit Sword and final Kamehameha. That is true, but then if you look at Vegito's final move when he punched Zamasu in the face, whatever that was, it looked like he cocked a lot of his energy into that attack, and I mean, Vegito still could have had massive amounts of reserves left, but he didn't really go about that way. I mean, who knows how much energy, you know, the final Kamehameha had to have taken out of him, or even the Spirit Sword, so we can't really say for sure, but I guess it's just the overwhelming pressure to the body of achieving Super Saiyan Blue that, you know, burned right through the fusion. That's just my estimate. I can't see him being damaged or anything else being a factor in this. I think that they just burned right through because they just achieved such a high level. I think that if Vegito was regular Super Saiyan, he would have lasted the hour, but since, you know, you take it up to Super Saiyan God, that changes the entire, you know, ball game right there. So it certainly makes a lot of sense than making them split because they were absorbed by Buu. Yeah, I mean, again, they've never really dove into why he split inside Buu's body in the first place, so it makes more sense to have him explain this now, but I think it's a little too late for that per se. With this new transformation, well, with this new information about the Potara earrings not being permanent, doesn't that make it no better than the fusion dance? No, because it is said in the manga, it is said in the anime that the fusion between Goku and Vegeta using the earrings is more efficient and pure and powerful than the fusion dance. You guys can go look this up and see for yourself. It's not a lie. Just look up, you know, fusion dance versus Potara earring fusion, and you can see that the Potaras are more powerful, more efficient. This is shit because Goku Black has the body of a non-Kai, but merged Zamasu lasted longer than Vegito. Again, because he's part Kai. I think this theory is complete shit. It's not complete shit. It's absolute fact. You look at the way Gowasu explained things, you have to be a Kaioshin. Even though Zamasu wasn't a Kaioshin, he was supposed to be a Kaioshin in training. He was supposed to take the role of Supreme Kai in Universe 10, but he went rogue. And since, I mean, I guess you only need one. I guess the only person you need to be a Kaioshin is your other half. I'm not saying that you have to be full-blown Kaioshin, both of you, to become permanent, but what I do think here is that so as long as one person is Kaioshin, then the rest is history. I mean, hence why the Supreme Kai was able to fuse with Kibito, right? So, then why is the Elder Kai still fused, then if both of them are not? Well, that's the thing, it's like, the Elder Kai, he is a Kaioshin, and the witch that he fused with back in the day, she wasn't a Kai, but I'm assuming, as I said here, is the fact that, I'm guessing that you only have to be, you know, a Kai. Part of you has to be a Kai. Like, there's one person amongst your fusion that has to be a Kaioshin, and the other one doesn't really have to matter, because so as long as one person's a Kai, everything else will fall in place per se. Let's just go ahead and scroll down here. This is, like, I'm doing this video, guys, at 6:18 in the morning, so I'm tired as hell. And reading some of these comments is complete BS, because Zamasu's not a Kai. He is a Kai. He was a Kai in training. Go back and watch the episodes. He was supposed to take the role of Supreme Kai of Universe 10. It was said in the manga. It was said in the anime. And he fused with Goku, so also Elder Kai is fused with a non-Kai. Again, you have to be part Kai. Zamasu is technically part Kai. But then again, the only person you guys can blame for this is Toei. Because, retcon, what that means. See, Fernando, you're not understanding the gravity of the situation. They've retconned the episode, which means that they've revised the origin of how fusion is used through the Portaras, bro. I mean, Toei messed up. Well, yeah, Toei decided to rush things. I think that if they were to play off the fact that this could have lasted another 3 to 4 episodes, then it would have been much better than having to squeeze everything into one. But again, Zamasu was a Kaioshin in training. He was selected by Gowasu to become, you know, the keeper per se of Universe 10, but he decided to go rogue and mess everything up. So can't really blame him for that. Bull fucking shit. The original cause of diffusion was Majin Buu's digestive system. Guess what, bro? Retcon. Not some bullshit time limit. The evidence for this is that the diffusion only happened after the barrier went down, which was protecting Vegito from being affected by Buu's magic. The time limit is just bullshit retcon from how, yeah, that's the way they explained it in Dragon Ball Z, was the fact that Buu's magic did something. But it makes sense now, because if you go back in Dragon Ball Z and you watch that fight, that just goes to show that perhaps maybe Vegito did last the entire hour by himself, and the minute he took the barrier down, that's when the hour was up. Or maybe perhaps the hour was already up, but he had the whole barrier up, which was protecting him, and once the barrier went down, you know, the fusion time wore off as well. So it's, I mean, again, the only people to blame for this is Toei and Akira for writing this, if you guys want to blame them for this, but that's just the retcon of the entire fusion. So I mean, there's not much we can do now, right? Gowasu is the only Kai that actually does his damn job. He's been schooling all of us the whole damn arc. We got a young Kai that only became a Kai because the others died. The old Kai is a perv, and that's sealed away for a very long time. Gowasu is the president for Kais. I see where you're getting at here, because Gowasu seems to know the most, and Gowasu seems to be the most knowledgeable Kai amongst all of them per se. And you're right. I mean, I think that he does do his job very well in actually serving the people and actually, you know, having some information here. I mean, he's been schooling us this entire time as well. The only thing that I felt like he was dumb about was not knowing the iniquity that was inside of Zamasu. But then again, he may have known, but he just wanted to help change Zamasu's ways. Nope, this is just bad writing. Toriyama should have just looked over the episode before giving the damn green light to make this shitty rushed episode. It was clearly stated in Dragon Ball Z that they were permanent. The only reason why they separated was because of Buu's energy. And now they retconned the shit out of the earrings. Supreme Kai was the only... Oh, I agree, man. The way they did it in Dragon Ball Z, but then again, even if Vegito was permanent, it's like, how could you have, you know, done the story after that? It's like, you can't really have Vegito get nerfed in terms of power. You can't have Merge Zamasu beat Vegito. So even if he was permanent, you're gonna have to make Vegito beat him, otherwise the fusion between those two would be for nothing per se. But then again, having Trunks defeat Zamasu while Vegito would be there wouldn't make that much sense either. But again, I assume that they were just gonna use the Mafuba again and just put him away. I don't like the timer, as it took away what made Vegito unique and what being compared to other fusions. That is true, because now the fusion between Vegito and Gogeta really has no difference per se. I mean, they're essentially like one of the same. They both have a timer, except now they have different clothing and a few different moves, and that kind of sucks to me, because the one quality trait of Vegito that made him unique is now taken away. Thank you, very simple explanation. You always make the most sense. Thank you so much, Mars. Really means a lot to me. What if they did Gogeta fusion and they put on the earrings? Mindfuck. That wouldn't make any sense, because even if Gogeta had a pair of earrings, it's like, who can he fuse with if he's wearing both earrings? You get what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. I'm pretty sure Akira Toriyama or someone who he worked with on the story decided to all of a sudden change how fusion works. This is bullshit. Was not the case in Majin Buu Saga. Everyone always goes back to the Majin Buu Saga. But now what is not cool, they should have stuck to the original shit. I honestly don't like the story arc. Well, I mean, I would have to say don't go on a limb and try to like hate the entire arc just because of this, because they could have made this a lot worse. I mean, they could have had Vegito lose or some shit, or get heavily nerfed in terms of power, but you know, they decided to add in a timer factor because they want to make Trunks the hero and not Vegito, which only makes sense to me. But I agree. I think that they should have stuck to the original shit, but you know, sometimes certain things need to be retconned. I mean, but that's like me asking you guys, like, what do you guys believe is the biggest retcon in Dragon Ball history between Goku being an alien and Bulma having a sister? You get what I'm saying? So it's pretty crazy stuff, man. But so either fusion is stronger than the other. Well, yeah, neither fusion is strong. I think Vegito's fusion is definitely stronger than Gogeta's without question. So, but if you feel as if Gogeta's stronger, then let me know if you guys are in favor for Gogeta. But again, everybody, I'm really curious to know your thoughts on the damage, you know, percentage that Vegito may have inflicted on Zamasu. Like, how come his final Kamehameha didn't really scratch him? And I want to know your thoughts on the whole fusion concept, and what you guys thought of the ending per se, and what you guys expect to see tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I truly hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new to this channel, if you guys love Dragon Ball, make sure to slap a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome daily Dragon Ball content. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to tune in for more, and I will be seeing you all in the comment section below, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have a lot to say about this whole fusion thing. So my final question to you guys is, since we know that fusion is no longer a permanent thing, are we going to see Vegito return in Dragon Ball Super again? Let me know down below, guys. Thank you all for watching as always, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace!